Bricktopian.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. It's Bricktopian here, and today I will be doing an unboxing and quick review of the LEGO Minifigures Series 28. It is a general CMF series, although it does have a running theme of being all animal costumes. I actually quite like this idea because I quite like the animal costume figures. They're some of my favourites, and I do collect every single one ever released, so I will be able to add quite a few to my collection with this series. There's lots of great ones to choose from, and I even love the box art on this one. I think the box art is actually pretty cool. I just love the transition from the light blue at the top into the green at the bottom. You can see some of the figures on the front there. There's some really good ones. My particular favourites in this series are probably the lion and the monkey, but I do like the Dalmatian as well. They're keeping with these cardboard boxes, obviously, because they've been doing that for a while now. Obviously, the plastic ones are easier to fill what's in them, but I've ordered a set of all 12, so hopefully they should all be in here. They aren't labelled though, so I don't know which one's going to be which. But anyway, I will have to guess which is going to be in each box so that I can, have the fun of guessing. But anyway, yeah, that's what 12 of these look like. So the first one, I'm going to take a guess and say will be the crocodile, which isn't on the box, but anyway. Let's have a guess. Ah, no, I'm wrong. The first one is the koala. The koala's kind of cool. Oh, I've just ripped the leaflet, but the koala's kind of cool, so you can see all the different ones there. The koala is cool. I do like how it's got the sleepy face on the other side like that. I think that's quite fun. That's one of the more interesting alternate faces. I mean, some of the alternate faces are just like reused from city figures, I think, but I still think that some of them are quite good. I think the ones that are good make up for it. Like, I really love the blowing bubble face for the frog one, and I really like the tongue sticking out for the Dalmatian, and the roaring face on the lion. I think those are really good. This one is a reused face, but I don't care. It is good though, and it makes sense for it. And obviously on this side, it just shows you how to build a few of them. But yeah, this is the koala one. So let's build it. So there's the koala minifigure. He comes with a boomerang and a leaf as an accessory, or a plant stem piece. And his face looks really good. I love the nose on it. I think that looks particularly nice. And again, that headpiece with the snoozing face is really good. The ears even look pretty good. It's all grey. There's no leg printing on this one, which is a shame. They could have included little feet details. And it is the mid scale or mid length legs. There's no printing on the back, only on the front. And you do get a spare of this leaf plant stem piece with it. That is the alternate face on the back. He's just a regular smiley face. He looks content. He's happy. So I guess it's a good day in Australia. Maybe the weather's good. On to the next one. So the next one, I'm going to take a guess and say is going to be the Dalmatian. Oh, I did. I guessed right. It is the Dalmatian. That's good. So there's the Dalmatian figure complete. He comes with a printed 2x2 round tile, which is supposed to be a frisbee. It has a sports logo on it, which is a reference to some other sets that I believe are in the Lego City line. The figure itself, I really love the black spots on the white. They just look really crisp and detailed, and you even get them on the side of the legs and arms, which is nice because a lot of figures don't have printing on the side of the legs like this, especially the animal ones, so it's really nice this has it. And the ears are nice and a great contrast to the rest of the head. The little bone around his neck on the collar looks good as well. I think they might have done that on the pug one, but I can't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. The back of it also is detailed, and the tail is nice too, although I think it might have been cool if they had a couple of spots on the tail, possibly. The face, like I said, is really nice with that like tongue sticking out, panting expression. And then the one on the back is just like a bit of a smirk. Maybe he's been a very naughty dog. Maybe he's like pooed on the carpet or something. Or I don't know. Maybe he's done a wee in the neighbour's garden or something. But anyway, I love this figure. I actually think this is really cool. And yeah, it is probably one of my favourites. Anyway, moving on. Right, so what's the next one going to be? I think the next one will be... I think the frog. Let's have a look. What is it? What is it? What is it? Oh, it is the frog. That was a good guess. See? That one is the frog. I can see the froggy green in there. That's cool. So I did guess this one correctly. That's cool. Okay. The frog one, I think, has an excellent head mold. I absolutely love the shaping for the mouth. I think it's good how it's a smaller amount of space in there compared to some of the others. And it does feel like it would be a great companion to the Kermit the Frog minifigure. The bubble blower is nice. It uses one of these fairly new pieces that's like a 1x1 dome piece for the bubble blower, and it's like in this nice opalescent color, and you get a little container for bubbles, well, which has bubbles written on it and printed. There's no print on the top of the container though for this 1x1 tile, which is a shame. They could have had just like, I don't know what they could have had, just like a little bubble on there, like coming out the top or something. But the legs are nice too. I like how it's got like this texturing, like pattern here, like how it's got these little spots coming off the top of the feet there. It's got printed like bottom parts for the feet. The side of the legs are dual molded. You can see they're dual molded, but there's no printing there. The arms have printing on the side though, and the back has printing. No tail, of course, because this is a regular frog. It's not like a mutant one that's grown a tail. But I love the blowing bubbles expression. The torso is fairly simplistic, but then they didn't really need to include anything else. The eyes are nice as well, and it's a really good shade of green. I like that they chose this colour. It actually matches the base, and I didn't mention before now, but all of these figures come with this lime green base as opposed to the usual black ones, which is nice to make it stand out as a special series as opposed to the regular ones, which are just like variety. Because obviously they're all animal themed, they picked a more like naturey green colour. And there's the alternate face. He's just smiling happily, like, you know, he might just be like been invited to the Muppet Show or something, and he's like all ecstatic about it. But yeah, this is a good figure. At first I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna think that highly of this one, but actually, yeah, it's really good. Next one, I'm going to guess that this one will be the peacock. Let's have a guess. Oh no, it isn't. It is the crocodile one. I like crocodiles, and I think this one has some really cool parts too. Also, I forgot to mention that the frog one I just said about comes with a spare bubble blower piece, where it comes with the dome piece and in spare, and also the this bar modified bar element is a spare, and also the 1x1 round tile that goes on top of the bubbles bottle, that's a spare as well. So I didn't mention that, but yeah. And this is the frog costume lady. Sorry, not frog, I just said that wrong. This is the crocodile one. And she comes with a nice rubber duck. Unfortunately, it is the generic yellow rubber duck. It's not like a new one with a new print or a new colour or anything. I would have liked to have seen a new one in perhaps pink, because then it would have matched the pink life preserver. But hey ho, I will survive and get over that. But the head again is really good on this one. I love the gap for the mouth. It does conceal quite a bit of the face inside, but I don't mind that because it does give you the option of if you wanted to replace it with a black head inside and make it look like a I can't say the word, anthropomorphic crocodile. Is that the word? But anyway, and the head joins to the tail, so it's like one big long piece, but I love the spikiness on it. The texture's just so good, it looks great. And the torso is nice with those lines across. The legs look good with the little claws for the feet. There's no printing on the side of the legs though, or the arms, which is a shame. And this life preserver piece is new for this year, and I absolutely love it, especially with those trans pink parts on. And they are doing more of these in the city sets, but it just looks so good in this color. The only thing I'm not a fan of is the fact that the white bits on the don't go all the way around on the back. It's like there's like a gap, but then I think they do that on a lot of real life preservers, so it probably does make sense. Yeah, the face you can't even really see that well with this on it, but you can see there it's got like a winking expression, which I think looks quite good. She's got really shiny lipstick, which is quite cool. She's quite a fun lady, I guess. She likes to have a shiny lipstick to match her shiny life preserver. When she's going to the beach, she likes to be all made up, ready to then wash all her makeup back off when she goes for a swim. But and then there's the back of the face, which is sort of like a cheekier face. Maybe she's like, I don't know, flirting with an alligator or something, going, "Hey there, dude, how are you?" Or dudette. She might be into other crocodiles or alligators, you know. But there's no printing on the back, so that's a bit of a shame. But then you're not going to really see it, are you, with this huge, ginormous tail on the back? So I can kind of forgive that. But this is a good figure. I think it would be fun to put in different beach settings, like on my beach I have with Barracuda Bay and all that stuff. Like someone just scared to death that someone's dressed up as a crocodile, but like also finding it hilarious that there's like this lady who's wearing this full-on costume and you can barely see her face, and yet she's bothered to put lipstick on. Like, that's quite hilarious. But anyway, yeah, I love this one. It's also worth mentioning with that crocodile one that you didn't get any spare pieces though, which is a shame. It would have been so cool to get a spare life preserver, but I'm not really surprised that you didn't. This next one I'm going to take a guess and say is going to be the monkey one. Oh, yes, that was a good guess as well. I've been doing well. Oh, it is the monkey one. I'm smiling away now. I love this head. It looks so cheeky. But yes, anyway, let's have a look at this one. I love the monkey one. The monkey one is so good. I love the little ears that stick out and the little spike of hair on top of his head. And that face expression with the tongue sticking out is just so good and so full of like personality. The choice of this color brown works really nice as well, and it's got no side or leg or arm printing, but it has got printing for the feet. The tail was nice too, with that curly shape, and it can actually hold on to stuff apparently, which is quite cool. So you could actually like have something inside it, like you could have him holding the bubble blower from the frog. But I think that's cool, and it reminds me so much of the minifigure style monkeys that they used to do in older Lego sets. The ones that like had four arms, like that would look like monkeys on all fours, but they like had minifigure hands and all that, and they had these tails that could hold on to stuff. So I'm glad that they've included that as a nice little reference. It comes with a banana, but it's just a boring regular banana. There's no printing on it. Like they could have had a split in it, like it's come open the skin of the banana, or they could have made a new mold, which would have been nice. But you know, and also there's no spare pieces for this one either, so you don't get like a spare banana or anything. But you know, but yeah, it's a great figure. This is one of my favorites, I would say. Yeah. And the alternate face, he has a little bandage on there and like a chipped tooth. So he's obviously been swinging through the trees and like not been having enough practice because he's obviously fallen or something. So, you know, he's like not the best at swinging with his tail. But it's possible he just got beaten up, though. He might have not actually fallen. He might have just got attacked by like some other monkey, because monkeys can be quite territorial. They might have like seen that he had a big banana and like went to fight over it and like beating him up. It's possible. Or he might have just like, you know, he might have just been like at the pub and like asked for some banana beverage and got into a fight. So you never know, but this is a really good figure. Moving on, I think the next one is going to be the rabbit one. Oh, it's the goldfish. I see, it's the goldfish one. The goldfish one is really cool. This is one that I keep forgetting about, and I know it's a really good one, so I don't know why I'm forgetting about it. But it's just got some really nice printing on it. I feel like one of the first things you're going to notice about this one is the fact that it can't hold the fish food accessory, which is a printed 1x1 cylinder brick, and there's again no print on the 1x1 tile that's in blue on top of it, which again is a bit of a shame. There's not like a lid, more like a look of a lid, but then again a lot of these lids are pretty plain. But overall, I really like this one. I think, again, it's cool how the head is molded into the whole tail part, and the contrasting colour and texturing between the fins and the rest of the head just looks great, and the shaping down here is really good too. And I love all these little printed like scales on it. They look great too. And the legs are the mid legs, but there's no printing on the side of the legs, which is a shame. This one I think the head looks particularly great like this as well. And front on is so round and got nice depth to it that I just think works really, really well. And you can see a little smiling face in there. It's supposed to be a younger character. And you only get a spare of that 1x1 blue tile in the pack. The alternate head is like this. It's an even cheerier, happier face. So she's just like happy to be there, you know, like swimming in someone's fish tank. Just swimming around in a confined little tiny space with not much to do. But, you know, she's just that happy that she doesn't mind. She's just like, this may be my life, but, you know, I'm making the most of it. And it's good. She's got her own access to the fish food. Like, she doesn't have to ask someone to give it to her. She can just, like, have it whenever she wants. So, she's pretty lucky. But, yeah, I love the colours of this one. The contrasting colours between this and this just look great. And I believe this is isn't this the new reddish orange colour? I think it is, which is fairly new for minifigures. I think, I could be wrong, but I think that's what this colour's supposed to be. Yeah. So, anyway, there's not really any printing on the back apart from a few more scales, but yeah, you don't really see that. Anyway, on to the next one. My next guess is this will be the cat one. Nope, it was the parrot. That was going to be my second guess, but I guess it's not. It's the parrot one, yeah. Yep, so there's the parrot one. I actually really love the printed accessory on this one. It's probably my favourite accessory out of all of these, with perhaps the exception of the life preserver. But it's a snack box for the parrot, so again, more food. And I love the head as well, with that nice black detailing on it. The wings look great too, how they've got like nice texturing and the different colours. The feet are fairly plain though. They are dual molded like that, but they don't have any printing on them. The torso is pretty basic too, and the back of the torso, yeah, has no printing. But you do get these paper elements that are representing the tail, and there's actually two of them, one in red and one in blue, and they're actually stacked on top of each other, which is nice. I probably would have preferred it if they were plastic, but you know, I think it is quite cool. The face is good too. It's got like this lady like screaming like a parrot. She's going like it's, you know, just like parrots squawk a lot. She's got this big bright like mascara on. I don't know if they're supposed to be fake eyelashes or not, but they're like this bright blue mascara, which is cool. I don't really like mascara much, but you know, on minifigures I can sort of like it more. But and then on this side she's more smiley. I actually think the eyes look more strange like that than they do like this. But it's not a bad figure. It's not probably my favourite, but I do think that there's some really good stuff here, and you don't get any spare pieces though with this one, which doesn't surprise me because that accessory is quite a big piece, and I wouldn't have thought they'd give you an extra of those. Moving on, I think the next one will be, I'm going to guess the rabbit this time. Yes, I guessed it correctly. It is the rabbit. So here's the rabbit one. I would say the rabbit is one of my ones that I find least interesting because they've done so many rabbits, so many rabbit costume figures already in Lego that it just doesn't appeal to me quite so much, even though I've got all of them. But they do include a printed egg, although I think that design has been done before, but I could be wrong. And they don't include a spare one in the eggs, which is also a shame. And I just feel like there's been overdone with the bunnies, but they've got them in this Pacific basket piece, the eggs. I feel like they should have given us something different. But I do like that it's in tan rather than white, and also the head mold looks closer to the rabbit from the Lunar New Year set that they did for Year of the Rabbit. It looks closer to that than the normal rabbit one that doesn't have the eyes or the nose on. Also, I like how it's got a bit of tooth sticking out. I think that looks good too. And what you'll notice most about this one, unlike any other rabbit they've done, is that it has the folded over ear on one side, which I think is the highlight of the build. The legs are very boring though. They are mid legs, but they got no printing whatsoever. And the torso has a little rabbit tail on the back, but nothing else. And on the front, again, pretty generic. But yeah, the tan colour is nice. And I do think this is one of the best, not if the best rabbit one we have gotten though. They should have given you an accessory in the other hand, but I don't know what they would give it. I don't want them to give it a carrot because that is just even more overdone than the egg. But they could have given it something maybe. And then on the back this side, it's just got a smiley face. Like a more neutral face like that, which hasn't exactly got a lot of uniqueness about it, but it's not exactly bad either. So yeah. Right, we're down to the final four. My guess for this one is it's going to be the cat one. It is the cat one. Okay, that's good. So the cat one, I do really like the cat one. I think the face is nice, but I feel like the cat one they did in the past from a CMF of an animal costume one, I thought was better. The one that was a black cat, where it had the whole face covered and just the eyes were holes for the minifigure to look through. I felt like that one was probably preferable to this one because I prefer black cats and I just preferred how it had the mouth covered in. Even though a lot of these figures do have the open mouth, I actually do think the ones that have them covered are even better. This is obviously a direct reference to the one from one of the previous minifigure series, which was called the Cat Lover, and it had this same pink ball of yarn with it, and it also had a white cat with it that looks similar to this costume. And I think this is nice. I do like how it's got the little collar around it with the heart on. It goes well with the Dalmatian one that has the bone on it. And the legs are very, very basic though. There's literally no printing whatsoever, and they're just generic white, so I'm a bit disappointed with those. They could have at least had some claws on the feet, but you know, can't complain too much. They could have given it another accessory as well. I would have liked it to have had a mouse or something, because they did a mouse with one of the elephant costume ones from one of the previous older series, but they could have given us another mouse like in a new colour or something. That would have been quite good. The bushy tail looks really nice though, although I believe it's just a recolor of one of the other ones, isn't it, of like the fox or something, or I could be wrong, but I think it is. You can see a bit of the collar around the back there. The face expression is nice. She looks like she's been stroked, like she's just in like a place of relaxation. And you can take it off and see it. This one's not got any shiny lipstick though, which is a bit of a shame. And I feel like this one might have fit that colour and that shininess more than the other one that did, which was the crocodile. I actually feel like, yeah, I feel like this pampered cat actually would fit the shiny lipstick more. That face, she looks quite menacing and like she might attack someone, like claw their face off or something. So that one maybe not as nice, but I love this face at the front. But this is a good figure, not perhaps my favourite ever out of these, but I wouldn't rank it really low either. And it doesn't come with yet any spare pieces. The third from last one I'm going to guess will be the dolphin one. Nope, it's the peacock one. This one I really love the tail one. This one I really, do love the tail. I think the print on it is just awesome. And it's a reuse of that piece that they used for the turkey costume one. There's no printing on this side though, but I still think it looks great. I even like the nice texturing around here. I think this is nice as well, how it's got like this bit at the front of the tail, just like to add that element at the front, because most of them don't have any texturing on the front part that connects the tail to the legs, but this one does. The arms are basically the same as the one from the parrot, but they're obviously not got any printing on. I do like that the legs are dual moldy, but they are generic still and have no printing. The head is nice, but it's not one of my favourites. I do like this bit on the top though, that's got like this bobbly bit on the top of the head, and the beak stands out in that yellow colour. The eyes look actually quite angry to me. I don't think they're meant to be, but they do look it. And the face is very generic and probably my least favourite face design in this whole series. Also on the back, which you can't really see because that's in the way, it's pretty boring as well, I think. It's like this on the other side. So it's got like just a generic smiley face. But I would say it's not the one of the more interesting ones in terms of the face print, for sure. It's pretty, yeah, it's pretty bland, I would say. This figure I have mixed feelings on because of that. Like, it's got some great detail, but I would say that it's got also a lot of weak points, like the legs, the head design, the fact that you can't hold an accessory because it's just got like these bird arms. But that it makes even less sense on this one than I think on some of the others because of what the accessory is. It's like a sunflower, which doesn't really go with it. And the fact that sunflower's brick built rather than like a new printed piece makes it even more odd to me that they included it on one that doesn't hold anything. But I do kind of like the fact that this could be a reference to the invisible disability sunflower because they've been referencing that in Lego City sets lately, like as prints and things. So it could be like a peacock that's perhaps got an invisible disability. You never know. Like he could be an autistic peacock. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, I think it's nice that they have the sunflower, and it is a nice build, to be fair. You only include one extra of the brown piece on the top for that in this. Another thing that I haven't heard anyone mention yet is the fact that the tail on these big tail ones, like on this one, same as the turkey one, that the legs and torso seem to detach a lot easier. Maybe it's just because of how big and bulky this piece is, but I find that this comes loose quite easily. But yeah, it's not a bad figure, but I wouldn't rank it that high up my list, which is a shame because peacocks in real life are one of the more captivating and noticeable of the creatures. And out of all of these, if you saw a peacock in real life, it would be the one that would probably stand out to you. But to me, apart from the tail, it hasn't perhaps got as much interesting parts as some of the others. Well, that's it. We're down to the final two. I think the final two out of I think the lion or the dolphin. I'm going to say this one is the lion. Yeah, I was right. It is the lion. It's the lion. And here he is. Here's the lion. This one is absolutely my favourite out of all these. I like this one definitely the best, which I kind of know I would. The headpiece is just so good with that moulded mane and the colour scheme of the dark red with this orange. I just love the shaping of the mouth, the eyes. I even love the tail with this nice little bit on the end of it and how bendy it is. The feet have claws on them. There's no dual moulding. But I don't feel like there needed to be with this one, but there's no leg side printing or arm printing, which is a shame. The generic drumstick piece is pretty boring though. I wish that they included something else, perhaps at least the stake piece that they do, just to make it slightly more interesting. But and there's no printing on the back of the torso either, but I still can't help but love this one. I feel like the headpiece just makes this a 10 out of 10. And I even like the printed face underneath, which is roaring like that, and that I believe is a new headpiece. And the alternate face is okay, it's not the best, but the main face of it roaring just looks so good. And I feel like this figure is great for if you want to make Lion Knight's castle characters, because you could use this headpiece as headgear for those. And I actually feel like that is something that would really take this figure to the next level and make people make custom ones and army build these. So I feel like this figure out of all of them is the best for army building. But yeah, I just love this one. I could see me getting a few of these, honestly, and making some more castle figures out of them because they're just so good. And I feel like this is another one that would look great if you didn't have a head print in there. If you replaced it with a generic black head or something else to make it a mouth, I feel like this is another one that looks so good for that. Also, there was no spare ones with that lion one. There was no spare pieces. Now, that's it. We're down to the very last one. That means this one must be the dolphin one. I think it's fitting because the dolphin is actually probably my least favourite, or one of my least favourite ones out of this series, which is a shame because it's actually one of the ones I was hoping they were going to do. I was hoping they would do a dolphin because I love dolphins. They're one of my favourite animals ever. But I just feel like it's quite generic and plain in reality in compared to in theory, and just like not that interesting, honestly. And here we go, the final one, the dolphin. See what I mean? The torso is so generic. It's so much like the same as the shark one that they did before. It's so similar to that. And also the legs have no printing whatsoever. And they're just generic, regular length legs in that blue colour. The head is the best part. Obviously the mould of the head, because it is nice and curvaceous on the top. And gets the shape quite well. And the little snout. But it's not the most interesting one ever. I like how the tail was molded as well, but that's kind of expected that the tail would be molded into the head because they did that with the shark one too. It comes with a clamshell, which is nice, but and it's got a nice gem inside, which is actually using one of the pieces from one of the dot sets where they did the dots bracelets that had like these jewels that could be used to make bracelets. So I'm glad to see a return of that piece because that is a really nice piece that's molded that they don't really use, and it does go really well here. But I feel like that this figure overall is probably, yeah, my weakest one out of this series, which is a shame. Also, the head itself is used so many times. This print that's got the glasses on. I mean, it fits to this figure, but it's just so generic. And even the alternate face, obviously, is pretty generic. So this isn't one of my favorites. I would say it's quite weak compared to the others. You do also get a spare of this this dots piece, the crystal inside. But as someone else has pointed out to me, I feel like the piece that they use from the bubble blower on the frog one, I feel like this piece here, I feel like this would have looked better inside the clam than the piece they've used. Although the color scheme maybe not so much. Although maybe even the color scheme actually. But just the shape, the dominess of it works really well because clamshells, like the pearls inside clamshells are usually quite rounded. So I feel like this piece would have worked better. But it's good to see the return of that dots piece though. And they wanted to give some variety, and obviously you do get a spare one, of the bubble blower piece with the frog, so you can use the secondary one and swap it over if you decided that you did prefer to use that piece to the piece that's included. So it's not like a huge big issue or anything. Also, you can close the clamshell up if you want. So if you don't want to have it open, you can close it anyway. But anyway, yeah, that's every single figure from this series. That's all 12, and they just look so good. And honestly, I'm more impressed with them even than I thought. But the weakest ones, obviously, are the dolphin for me, and probably the rabbit. And then I don't know after that. I'm not sure. Maybe the peacock, sadly. But yeah. So anyway, yeah, there's the complete series, all 12 lined up. Which one is your favourite and which is your least favourite? To me, the best two are definitely the lion and the monkey, but I would also rank the Dalmatian quite high. I would rank the goldfish quite high, and I would rank the frog quite high, and even the koala. But to me, even the crocodile, I would say all of them. But yeah, the lion and the monkey are my two favorites, and the dolphin and probably the rabbit are probably my least favorites. I would say, although I don't know, it's between the rabbit and the probably the peacock as bottom two. But I think if it wasn't for the tail on the peacock, I'd probably rank that lower than the bunny. But because the bunny's been done so many times, I would rank that probably quite low. But yeah, there's so many good ones here. The accessories are mostly good, although some are a bit boring. Like I say, on the peacock and the monkey, the accessories are a bit boring. But there's some really great ones, like the one on the parrot and the one on the crocodile. I love the use of the lime green bases. I think that was really good they added those. It just adds a nice bit of contrast to some of them, and also makes this series stand out for its novelty of having animal costume ones. Some people will hate the animal costume concept and others will love it. So I feel like this is one where a lot of people will either avoid the series completely or go out and buy all of them. Although there are some people who like specific animals as well. But for me, it works really well because, like I say, I collect the animal costume ones. But I wouldn't rank this as one of my favourite series ever necessarily. But I would say it's not near the bottom either. It's probably nearer the top than the bottom. But I would say I do sometimes like the variety and the unpredictability of opening a series that does have completely different style figures to each other. But at least this is a way we can get off and tick off a load of animal ones that we might have otherwise had to wait years to get. So it's good to be able to get them all and like be ahead of the game. But there are a few here that I feel like could have been changed for other ones, like the rabbit one. I really was hoping we was going to get a cow or a sheep one because these are two animals that are super popular that I can't believe after all these years we still haven't got, especially when we've got a pig one in more than one occasion, although it's been the same pig design, but we've had the same pig in more than one like instance. Like they've been in Minifig series and they've been in one of the Lunar New Year sets. There was a pig one, but like, yeah, why is there no sheep or cow? I just don't understand that personally. But there are still some great choices here. I think the lion was an obvious choice. And the monkey, although we've got a gorilla one before, the fact that we've got a monkey as well is good. Although the gorilla one had the covered over mouth. And personally, I might have preferred a monkey that was a fully enclosed head, just like that gorilla one. But then I still think this is a great figure, and the face with the little tongue sticking out is really nice too. But there's not really a lot else I can say on this. I mean, the price of the figures has stayed pretty much the same as the last series. So the price, you know what you're going to get, really. These are like £3.50 or whatever in the UK, I think, still. I can't actually remember how much I paid for them now, but I think that's how much they are. But I got mine on eBay to get a set of 12, so obviously there's different ways of buying it. But I think overall, yeah, this is a strong series and it has a lot going for it. But I'm interested to see what they will do in future. I think the space themed series was probably preferable to this one, which was a themed one as well. But I would say there's not a lot in it, honestly, and I actually don't know which I prefer out of this and that series. But I imagine for more people, they would probably prefer the space series, just because I would say Lego Space is more popular than the Lego costume stuff. But I feel like for kids especially, they would love these, and they are great to give as to someone as like a stocking stuffer or something, because you know roughly what you're gonna get, and they are very collectible. And as a collectible series, to get loads of animals together works really well. But yeah, I can see people including these in their mocks. I can see people using the parts for different things. I can see people making some kind of costume convention. There's so many possibilities. But anyway, that's all I really need to say. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe for more videos. And see you again in the next one. Goodbye.